Hey guys, this is Artemus Dolgin. Welcome back to Golden Aesthetics. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching me. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate visiting my website, goldenaesthetics.com, for absolutely the best clothing on the market today, period. It is so good that so many people are copying it. Danny Padilla line is out. Tom Platt's line is out. I'm working on Mike Mansner. Not trying to advertise anything, but it's just simply really, really cool things. And it is a legacy. It is a true bodybuilding that's behind this. And there is a true meaning. It's probably the only thing up there that has some kind of a meaning behind it besides egos. Me, look at me. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit upset about some top fitness dudes that are copying my concepts and try to sell you shit because it is trending. But again, there is a difference between the chef and the cook, right? So the video I wanted to make today about anabolics and about steroids and about putting on mass without them. You know, you go on YouTube and you see all these videos having millions of clicks, millions of views of how to shoot it, where to shoot it. Everybody's looking for some kind of a secret, and they think that the secret is in Dubai or in Kuwait. Everybody thinks that there is some sort of a combination of drugs that's gonna make all the difference in your physique. And when I look at that, I ask my question, why? Why are people watching the content that's absolutely destructive, this garbage content? Is it for entertainment, or is it because they don't want to work hard, or because they don't want to diet hard, or because they don't want to wake up and do cardio and then go to lift and then come back, eat again, go lift again, and go on with this lifestyle? I think people become lazier these days, and they're so afraid of overtraining, and they're so afraid of lifting too much or doing too much cardio or dieting too hard, so they prefer to find some kind of a drug that's going to make them shredded, that's going to make them grow, that's going to make them leaner, harder. And as I said, anabolics have a place in bodybuilding and competitive bodybuilding, not amateur. That's the way I feel, because longevity in this sport is very rare. Look at Tom Platz or Danny Padilla. They're in their late 60s and they look great. They still lift. Tom Platt still squats 350, 340 for 20 reps, easy, without doing shit. And you look at Ronnie Coleman, and I have utmost respect for the guy, but you can see what situation he's at, and this is the price you have to pay for heavy usage, for heavy lifting, and what bodybuilding has become. I'm not criticizing anyone, and I'm not hating on anyone. This is simply my opinion, and this is the way I live my life. I've been going through this bulk for 6 months, and I haven't been doing anything. I was just eating a lot of red meat. I was eating six meals a day, close to 4,000 or 5,000 calories, sometimes 6,000 calories. I would eat meat 3 times a day. I would eat it in the morning. I would eat it after I lift with a lot of pasta, some pancakes, and I would eat it right before I go to bed. I relied more on bison meat or red meat, beef, ribeye steaks. It had a little bit more fat in it. I ate a lot of carbs, and that was it. I lifted heavy, and I believe that lifting heavy is going to create thickness. And I never actually done it before. I never went heavy because I thought that I needed to work more on my reps and more on frequency and endurance and to bring out my physique. But to create the thickness, to create that volume, in your body, that roundness, you do need to go heavy. And of course, you have to be safe. You have to do it properly, and you have to keep the form, the shape, the proper movement, and all that. But you do have to lift heavy, and you have to stay probably in 6-8 reps range, sometimes 6, I think, and take a little longer rest, up to a minute, 30 seconds, not more than that, because Danny Padilla actually, he would lift heavy, but he will keep the intensity high as well. So I believe that's the key to building the thickness and becoming stronger, rounder. And once you go to the conditioning phase and to cutting phase, you should switch it up a little bit, but still keep that heavy weight here and there in order to keep the fullness in your muscle. And that worked for me perfect. That worked for me amazing. And I got the results. I put on 25 pounds of mass, and I know a lot of it is water and a lot of it is fat, but some of it is muscle. And I've never been this heavy. I'm 225 pounds, and I start my cut today. My diet is very simple. Once I start getting results of it, it's actually something pretty new, because I work with Chris Aceto, and I never worked with any trainers before. I did actually for my very first prep, but it was a cookie cutter diet. I think that's what they call. Even though my body responded great to it, because it was something new. I never tried something like that. And it's interesting how things are going to happen now, because I felt like I needed someone to help me out and introduce me to some new things, because bodybuilding is a very broad thing, and you can always learn new things. And I have an open mind, and I'm ready to learn, and I'm also ready to take maybe a different approach in this thing. But I'm not using anything at all right now either. I'm trying to see where the diet is going to take me and where this training is going to take me, because I'm switching things up. I'm going a little more frequently right now to the gym and start doing cardio. So we'll see how it goes. I have 16 weeks to get ready. I'm not going to tell you what show I'm doing. It's going to be a surprise. But 16 weeks from now, I think my physique is going to be on a whole different level, because my heart is in it. And I waited all this time in order to put on mass on my legs and help my arms to grow, because it's a genetically weak point. But I had this thought that in the off season I have also to go on a heavy cycle and take a lot of stuff, but it hasn't been the case this time. And I want to say thank you to Chris, because he completely changed my mind and my approach to bodybuilding. Because a lot of people think that guys that are on Olympia stage are a shit ton of gear, and I tell you this, they're not. These people that I know, like Sean Rodden and Big Ramy, because they will also work with Chris, there are less drugs than some amateurs, most of the amateurs. And the keys in here is training and very, very well put diet, nutrition, and some of it is also supplementation. But I'm telling you guys, you can do this without drugs. Again, in order to go pro and to be a competitive bodybuilder, of course there is a place for stuff, but if you're not doing this as a career, why would you risk your health? Again, if you put in a ton of work and you put a ton of dedication into your diet, you're gonna look amazing. Sometimes you're gonna look much, much better than some of the guys that are on a ton of shit, and there is a lot of examples. In men's physique, there's also pretty crazy. I know, guys with very high rankings, and the dosages that they're using are ridiculous, even though they're so small comparatively to the big dogs, or the guys that were back in the day, And as I interact with the people from Golden Era, and I ask them questions, of course, because it's also very interesting to me. They've never been on a ton of shit, and Tom Platz has been, I don't know if I should say that, only on 2 compounds, and same thing with Danny, and I'm sure with others as well. I don't know how people get a hold of Arnold's cycle and all that, but I don't think they really openly talk about this. I think it's a made-up thing that he was taking this and that. People just use certain things that they could get, and Vince, Joe, and Deca worked for a lot of them, and they only take those 2 for 16 weeks, and that would be it. But I'm not telling this to the guys to do those, because those are the people that were genetically gifted, and they were competing, and they were determined to be number 1 in the world. And if you're not determined to be number 1 in the world, or you're just telling yourself, oh, I'm going to be the number 1 in the world, and just because you want to take drugs, that's not going to work. You either have it or you don't. People that, again, if you took the lineup from the Olympia and you take all the drugs away from them, the guy that is number 1 is still going to be number 1, because anabolics don't really decide much. If you put in the work and you have genetic potential, you're already going to be closer to the top than majority of the guys. And as I said, a lot of guys try to substitute the lack of talent, the lack of work, the lack of dedication, the lack of discipline with drugs. And as I said, I don't believe in that. and I've been working very, very hard, and I've been seeing the results, and I'm not depending psychologically on using stuff, because a lot of people get hooked in that shit and they can't lift without it anymore, so they stay on that stuff year round. And with the frequency of usage, you also increase the side effects, and you won't be able to run on the beach here, and you won't be able to go surf, you won't be able to be functional, endurant. If you have kidney problems or heart problems, or you have liver problems, it's all gonna catch up sooner or later. And I'm not screaming about being natural and all that, but as I said, I turned pro naturally, and I've been putting on mass naturally, and I feel like this is the key. This is the most anabolic thing, is food and training and sleep, and those are the keys to success in bodybuilding. And if you're not planning on competing and you're not planning on making a career of bodybuilding, why should you risk your health? This is my opinion, and a lot of people can call me out on bullshit and this and that. This is my career, so I'm kind of behind stage here in bodybuilding, and I see things and I hear things, and there are so many rumors that this guy is taking 3 grams of this and 3 grams of that. That's simply not true. This is made up things, and I don't know who make them up. Maybe some guys are taking it, but not the pros. Maybe some of them do, but I'm telling you, the key over here is food and training and sleep and recovery. That's all it is. You got to make sure you're drinking a lot of electrolytes and water, so you have a very good pH balance in your body, and your metabolism is running, and that's it. All you have to do is train really, really hard, eat a lot of food, and you will grow. That's what worked for me during this bulk, and this is what worked for so many other people. So this is my advice to you guys, and you can take it or you cannot. I don't care. But as I said, competitive bodybuilding has really nothing much in it. Unfortunately, even now, people that are winning shows, they're not really making that much money. You don't really see rich bodybuilders, but social media is so powerful nowadays. It's more powerful than any federation up there, and you have a chance to put yourself out there and make it, by being unique, being different, not copying anyone, being yourself, and genuinely desiring to help other people. If you're real, people will gravitate around you, and you will build a following, you will build a fan base, and you will be able to create some kind of a product, that's going to help people, or people just want to represent something that you represent, something that you do, and they will become a part of it. And I'm telling you, it's a wonderful time right now for the sport because of social media. Of course, there is a lot of hate, and this hate is everywhere, and you're exposing yourself to it, but this is not why you're doing it. I think you should disregard that. And I know I'm gonna get hate for this video and for other videos that I'm making, and I see a lot of comments on my Instagram about this or that, but I'm doing me. I'm living my own life. I am my own reality, and I am happy. I want you guys to come meet us at Olympia in Golden Aesthetics booth. I'm very, very excited about this too. I would never imagine that I would be having my own booth at Olympia, and it's pretty decent size, and I will have Tom Platz there and Danny Padilla, maybe someone else, signing autographs, and we're gonna do some seminars. This is an amazing experience for me to put this thing together and have some kind of impact on sports, have impact on your life, and I really, really appreciate all the support and your involvement in Golden Aesthetics. And it's something very unique, something very, very genuine. And as I said, I'm not really trying to sell you anything, no supplements, no some kind of a cream or a waist trimmer. This clothing is a symbolic thing, but I'm in love with designing it. I'm in love in creating some new styles and something that's gonna fit, and I'm gonna continue with this, I think, for a very, very long time, because I love fashion and I love to look great, and I have the physique for it, and I wanna show it, and I wanna feel great about it, not in a douchey way, and that's what the clothing is all about. Plus, bringing on board Tom Platz and Danny Padilla, and now, Mike Menschner and others, it's a great honor, and there is nothing up there about these legends, and bodybuilding was an amazing thing. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting all of you at the Olympia and saying hi, and maybe we're gonna train together and all that, and it would be a really, really great time. And I'm very happy to be a part of this, and to be a part of your life. This is Artemus Dolgin from Santa Monica, Golden Aesthetics.